Good morning, everyone. Today, we'll be diving into the latest developments in artificial intelligence by looking at leading experts' opinions on GPT-5. GPT-5 is OpenAI's newest flagship language model, which was officially released on August 7th, 2025. This model marks a significant evolution in AI, bringing together advanced reasoning, multimodal processing, and complex task execution into a single unified system. In this presentation, we will explore what leading AI experts and researchers are saying about GPT-5's capabilities, its limitations, and the implications it holds for the future of technology and society. Key features and capabilities. So, what makes GPT-5 different from its predecessors? There are four key features that stand out. First, structured reasoning. This is an enhanced capability for multi-step logic and decision-making that allows the model to adapt to different tasks without needing separate, specialized models. Second, multimodal processing. GPT-5 has advanced real-time processing of text, images, and voice. This allows for much more sophisticated and natural interactions across different types of inputs. Third, model unification. This model combines the strengths of previous versions, like GPT-3 and GPT-4, into a single, more powerful system with fewer trade-offs between capabilities. And finally, reduced hallucinations. OpenAI has made significant improvements in factual accuracy and instruction following, meaning the model is more reliable and less likely to generate incorrect or nonsensical information. Gary Marcus, The Skeptic's View. Of course, not everyone is convinced that GPT-5 is a revolutionary leap. Let's consider the perspective of a prominent critic, Gary Marcus, an AI researcher and cognitive scientist. He famously stated, GPT-5, overdue, overhyped, and underwhelming, and that's not the worst of it. Marcus argues that GPT-5 still suffers from the core weakness of all large language models, a fundamental inability to generalize its knowledge broadly outside of its training data. He points to a recent study from Arizona State University, which he claims validates his long-standing criticisms about this very issue in neural networks. He believes that, despite the advancements, the Achilles heel of these models remains, which explains why they often fail to meet the high expectations set for them. Leon Furs, a balanced perspective. Next, let's look at a more balanced perspective from Leon Furs, an Australian consultant and author. He says, GPT-5 is definitely an improvement over GPT-4o. It feels like a more streamlined O3, which gives the same kind of detailed responses but cuts down on the excessive creation of tables and dot-point summaries. First questions OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's description of GPT-5 as a, quote, legitimate PhD expert. While it excels in specific benchmarks, he notes it isn't truly at an expert level across all domains. He does acknowledge improvements in the model's writing rhythm and prose, but remains cynical about OpenAI's approach to working with authors and creators. His conclusion is that while GPT-5 is better, it's not the revolutionary artificial general intelligence that is often hyped in marketing. GPT-5 model variants. One of the key strategic decisions from OpenAI was to release GPT-5 not as a single model, but as a family of specialized variants. As you can see, we have GPT-5, the full power model designed for deep reasoning and complex multi-step tasks, GPT-5 Mini, a more cost-sensitive version for applications where speed and efficiency are a priority, GPT-5 Nano, built for ultra-low latency applications that require nearly instant responses, and GPT-5 Chat, optimized for advanced, natural, and multilingual conversations. Experts believe this diversification is a smart move, as it allows developers to choose the most appropriate model for their specific needs, balancing performance, cost, and latency. Enhanced reasoning abilities. Let's go a little deeper into what is perhaps GPT-5's most significant advancement, its structured reasoning. Experts note this is a substantial improvement. The model implements a more sophisticated chain of thought process, which allows it to solve multi-step problems without losing context. It demonstrates an improved ability to break down complex problems into smaller, manageable steps, and it can even self-correct, identifying and revising faulty reasoning without external help. However, as one expert perspective puts it, while GPT-5's reasoning is significantly improved, experts still debate whether these improvements represent a fundamental breakthrough or merely incremental progress in handling structured thinking tasks. Limitations and criticisms. Despite its advancements, experts have identified several persistent limitations. First, generalization issues. As Gary Marcus and researchers from ASU pointed out, the model still struggles to apply its knowledge outside of its training data. They describe its reasoning capabilities as a brittle mirage. Second, persistent hallucinations. While improved, GPT-5 still produces factual errors, especially in complex or highly specialized topics. And third, benchmark performance. Some experts, like AI researcher Mehul Gupta, have noted that the model's performance on standard benchmarks is somewhat underwhelming compared to the pre-release hype. Conclusion: the consensus view. So, to conclude, what is the consensus view on GPT-5? First, it represents a significant technical improvement over previous models, especially in its reasoning and unified architecture. However, experts are divided. Some praise its practical, incremental improvements, while others, like Gary Marcus, highlight its persistent fundamental limitations. The gap between the marketing claims of PhD-level expertise and its actual capabilities remains a major point of contention among researchers. Ultimately, as one final quote summarizes, GPT-5 advances the field incrementally rather than revolutionarily, suggesting that truly transformative AI may require fundamentally new approaches beyond scaling current architectures.